day 30, believe it or not, day 30.
We've been waiting for this.
We've been waiting a long time for this. Johnny is the steward of the Capocollo. He's been watching over this, and he deemed them ready. Most of them ready, actually, we checked. You'll see we've kind of given it the squeeze test. A few of them need probably another week, but we don't want these to go too long because then they'll get too hard, too dried out.
So your basic squeeze test is you want to grab it and you want to feel firmness. If your fingers go all the way in, it's still too soft. So this got a little give in it, so I think you guys are right on with this.
Right on. All right, so without further ado, we're going to slice into this, we're going to give it a taste, and then we're going to answer a couple of questions and address a few of the comments that we got for the last couple of videos. So let's see if we can answer this guy.
Don't cut your finger. I don't have insurance.
It's definitely firm.
One of the things that's interesting about doing this is we pull this netting off, the pepper goes everywhere. So,
that is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a close-up of that, but this is absolutely beautiful stuff.
You want to see that color? You don't want
It's like
no
a
smell
purple.
to it, right? But if you open it up and it's got that redness still in it, way too early, way too soft. That's what you want. That's perfect right there.
All right, let me see if I can hack a slice off of here.
All right.
I don't exactly have my knives.
While you're cutting, I'm going to explain what we made. I know the traditionalists out there, they're not calling this Capocollo. I know that these guys are getting razzed for it, but I'll give you the quick Reader's Digest version of what we're doing. Traditionally, Capocollo is made from the pork shoulder. Basically, you make your sausage and then you hollow out your center, your Capocollo that you make. About 30 years ago, we kind of deviated from that and we've been using pork loin. We still call it Capocollo. You could go to some delicatessens in the Waterbury area and they call this Capocollo. We got away from the fattiness of the pork butt. We went with the pork loin. It's lean, you could see it. I mean, you can't do that with normal Capocollo because you'll see marbling and it's that fat that really doesn't appeal to us. So 30 years ago, we switched over to pork loin. We call it Capocollo. Other people call it other different things. But if you're from Pundradolf, Italy, this is what we call Capocollo now. And basically that. I was asked too why we used iodized salt. That's all we had. We used it for years. That was what was at Stop and Shop in the north end of Waterbury, and we just continued it. So,
and we rinse it off anyways.
We rinse it off anyway. All the salt needs to do is just draw the moisture out, like you saw, and basically.
So probably any sea salt, kosher salt would work.
Yes,
it's just what you traditionally use because that's what you guys had in the cabinet.
And knowing you, it's the cheapest salt.
Absolutely, I buy Stop and Shop brand.
So. Guys, I kind of, on purpose probably, I had it like this little deformed slice. I pop it in, it's good.
All right, salud, guys. Awesome.
I mean, the flavor's off the charts.
You can taste that pepper on the outside.
Perfect.
And this is perfectly done. It's got a little chew.
Yep, that's what you want. You want just a little bit of it, but perfect.
When you put this really thin on a slicer, you go to town.
Perfect.
All right. What are we going to do with this afterwards?
All right, so
how are we going to save this?
Right, so we alluded to that before. What you're going to do, and I think what Johnny does, is you're going to put it in a vat of oil, traditional way. The oil keeps, and like the cheapest vegetable oil you can find. Right?
Yes,
no
you don't need olive oil.
You
don't need anything. Vegetable oil works fine. Basically, I use the gallon or whatever they are, the glass jars that pickled eggs come in. Fill that up with Capocollo first, and then pour your oil over it. Make sure the oil fills up to the top. You don't want any air there. You don't want any Capocollo sticking out because it'll turn on you.
So you want a good 3/4 to an inch of oil over the top?
Over the top, yes. You got to make sure it's covered with oil. That's what keeps the air away from it getting it and making it bad. It'll stay up to a year.
Now you talked about your family doing this, and this goes back generations. Where did it originate? Why did you try to do it? Why didn't you just pull it out of the fridge?
This was hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago actually. There was no refrigeration. And basically how they preserved it for a year was putting it in the oil. Traditionally they would slaughter the pig around Christmas time, and then, you know, in the winter time through it they would dry the Capocollo and they would do it. And basically just carrying the tradition on it. I showed you guys.
And that's what you ate. I mean, that was everyday food.
Yep.
So now we're going to take this home. I'm going to put mine in a container of oil. It's going to go down in the basement. But,
I'm going to put mine in a cryovac with a few spritzes of oil because I'm lazy. And I don't like to stick my hand in the jar and get it out.
And truth be known, I'm going to do a couple of those too because they're easier to grab. The funny part was the first time we did this, I'm asking Giovanni why my oil is getting a little, turning globby or whatever, and foolish me, I had it in the refrigerator, which...
Yeah, I tried teaching him, saying, put it in the oil, keep it downstairs in a cool spot, and it'll last for a year, but Mr. Science decides to put it in his
And
fridge.
basically, not only did John make fun of him, but his mom made fun of him too.
the whole
I think
family.
all of Pontalendorf was making fun of
So
us.
as soon as I say Carl, they say, "Oh, the guy who put the sausage with the oil in the fridge." So basically, that's what he's known
I'm
for.
famous in the Italian sections of Waterbury.
Anyway, we hope we inspired you guys to try this. We're told that you could do this in a refrigerator. We know some people that do it in a refrigerator.
Yep.
Now, it's got to be like a garage refrigerator where you're not opening it to get your yogurt out
Correct.
and your cream for your
Yes,
coffee every
you
2
got
minutes.
to keep it
It's
close.
got to be consistent,
Yeah.
right?
But this is traditionally how it's done. I know people doing it. They rave about it. I'm still a traditionalist. Maybe next year I'll jump onto the fridge so these two guys don't have to come over anymore. But I'll keep you posted.
So if you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, a share, anything to help us out. We love bringing this stuff to you guys, and well, we love eating, so that we do this anyway. But until next time.